Hey guys, and welcome to Stepping Into Success, the performer's guide to a successful and long career. My name's Bethany, and I'm going to be giving you some great tools and guidance on how to successfully create the best career path for yourselves. So this is actually the first episode of Stepping Into Success, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to best set yourself up for a performing arts college. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you really want to do something in the performing arts. Maybe you want to sing or dance or act, or maybe you want to go into like lighting and tech design and things like that. There's so many different jobs in the performing arts industry that might fit you. So today's episode specifically will be focusing on maybe a dancer or a singer, someone that really wants to perform and what they can do before going to college. I'm going to be breaking it down into three sections. The first section is a dancer, the second is a singer, and the third section is just general things that you need to do for anyone wanting to go to a performing arts college. I also really want to add that if you want to sing and dance together at college, maybe you want to act as well, then you're going to have to work extra hard on both genres, maybe a third genre acting, maybe an instrument. You kind of have to do double the work. But that's okay. If you enjoy the work, then let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about being a dancer and what you have to do before starting a performing arts college. I've got 5 different points that we're going to go through together, and I'm going to just break them down a little bit. The first thing being that as a dancer, you want to be as versatile as possible, unless you really know, I want to be a break dancer, I want to be this, and you really want to be able to do that, then I'd say put all of your time and energy into that one subject. However, the industry now, you kind of have to be a little bit more versatile than that. For myself, I actually love everything. Like, I really struggle to pick a favorite. So just being versatile for one is important. Taking class regularly at a dance school will help you focus on these styles and really perfect them before going to college or even before a college audition. I'm going to break down in another episode what you can do to prepare for an audition for a college, but we won't get into that now. My second point kind of links in with point 1, but it's about practicing regularly. So this can be at your dance school or your dance class. However, practicing at home, putting in extra time will get you a little bit further. The more time and effort you put in, the more strength, the more skill, the more flexibility, and the more practice you'll get to perfect your craft. At the end of the day, you want to be secure and strong and confident in yourself that you can perform this style to the best of your ability. Am I wrong? So, definitely going to class regularly, practicing at home, making sure that you're working on your weaknesses is very important. Okay, so my third point is attending workshops and summer schools. I know this sounds similar to taking class, but it really isn't. When you go to a summer school, you actually go into the college, you have college teachers or professors teach you at a higher level. This might open your eyes into maybe you want to go to this said college, maybe you want to work with these teachers, but also sometimes at a dance school you're not getting a high enough level as what you would get at these other workshops. Okay, so my fourth point is just a fun one. You want to be watching as many performances as possible. For example, maybe on the weekend, once a month, you want to go watch a West End musical if you really love theatre. That'll keep you inspired and engaged, and then you know what you're working towards. On the other hand, you might want to be scrolling on Instagram. Maybe you've got a favourite YouTuber or Instagrammer. For example, I absolutely love watching Steezy videos. They're kind of comical. You watch some insane dancers and choreographers and have fun whilst doing it. It just makes sense. Okay, so something a little bit uncomfortable that can link to watching performances that I do recommend is watching yourself and your own footage. This can be just from a class if you just want the teacher to film you, or maybe even a performance that you've done for your school. You want to watch this to make sure that you're still feeling inspired and you're proud of your work, but also on the rare occasion I would advise that you watch it to see maybe where your weaknesses are. This means when you next go to class, if your leg wasn't quite straight on that kick on your bottom leg, that's what you're going to work towards, yes? It also helps that if you record yourself every few months, maybe doing the same thing, you can actually see if you are improving. Now, let's get on to my last point. This one's important because not all dance schools, especially when you're slightly younger, train you in the right way. This is conditioning exercises. You want to make sure that your body is able to withstand some of the brutal things that you're going to get at college. I mean, I don't mind pain as long as it's good pain, but I know a lot of people that weren't prepared, struggled, and actually injuries can occur, and we want to reduce that as much as possible. There are ways that you can do this. You can work on your stamina and your fitness or endurance, for example. You also need to be working on strength and flexibility. These two things go hand in hand, but I'll explain these on another episode. So we've spoken about a dancer and what they can do to prepare for college. Now what about a vocalist? Okay, so my first point for the singing version is you want to be making sure that you're getting singing lessons. I would advise that you are getting private lessons so it can be specific to your voice. Everyone is different, and sometimes if you're just learning technique in a big group, you can get lost in the crowd. You also want to be taking singing lessons to improve your vocal range, to strengthen your voice. If you're going to be singing a lot, you need to make sure that you have endurance for that muscle too. All of these points are very similar to dance. For example, my second point is you want to be making sure that you're exercising your voice regularly. This will build your endurance, your strength, and also you'll get to know your voice more. The more you sing, the more you understand it. I can tell you now the amount of times that I didn't practice as much as I should have when I was younger, and then when I got in the room, I didn't have any muscle memory, and nerves do get the better of you. So if you're practicing regularly, you're working on one song to make it perfect, then you know that you're going to do the job right when you get there. My third point, which I wish I did a little bit more, is ensemble singing and maybe singing in a choir. I did do ensemble singing at my local dance schools and things like that if we had a show, but we really didn't work on harmonies and things like that. I feel like a choir is a great thing for this. A couple of my friends have grown up in choirs at their local churches, and they can pick up a harmony like that. I've definitely had to work on this skill. You can do this on your own as well. You can do this on YouTube and try harmonizing with tracks, but I do recommend maybe joining a local group to work on this skill. It's, very important. My fourth point for my lovely singers, again, you're gonna have to be recording yourself. It's uncomfortable, and I do feel like it's harder to listen to yourself than it is to watch yourself. It's just more exposing. That's for me personally. Maybe you're the other way around. I think that also stems from me being a dancer first. You might feel the complete opposite if you were a singer first. Now, why are we doing this? If you've been watching the video already, you know it's to track your progress. Maybe you want to use it for a little show reel on Instagram and things like that. It's so important to use your footage. My final point for my lovely vocalists or singer-dancers is to make sure that you're expanding your genre and making sure that you're as versatile as possible. I was always pretty good in musical theatre. I was comfortable there. I was definitely comfortable in your ballads, that's for sure. And then when I got to college, it was like, oh, I do have to sing pop and rock and legit and this. And I was a bit overwhelmed. I was very lucky, sorry, going off tangent, a bit about me. I first did a 2-year course at Bethany Academy, and this was like A-levels. It was like a little tester into college, and I learned a lot there that prepared me for college when I went for 3 years to do a degree at Performers. I learned all of the styles at Erdang, but I did realise in that first year that I had not prepared myself as well as I could have done. Although, arguably, maybe I did prepare myself better. Who knows? I definitely know that I can handle pressure very well now. So now we've summarised the singers and the dancers, and the singer-dancers, I'm not forgetting you. Let's talk about some general things that you need to do as a performer before you go to college. The main thing is staying healthy. Seems obvious, right? I need to be fit, I need to eat well, I need to sleep well. You do. So why don't you? I do it all the time. I am a little bit guilty when it comes to maybe staying up a little bit too late, or maybe indulging in food, or sometimes I forget to hydrate myself. These are things that you really need to keep on top of to make sure that they're habits in college. You want to make sure that you're eating well enough. Of course, have treats, because that makes you feel good. Definitely makes me feel good. but you want to be making sure that you are hitting your protein, you're making sure you're getting carbohydrates that gives you energy, and fats are good for you as long as they're good fats. Just adding that in there. But you can indulge in a lovely chocky bicky or a milkshake every now and again like I do. But I will cover nutrition on another episode, so don't you worry. Adding on to staying healthy is exercising regularly. This doesn't just mean doing dance every single night. This could mean maybe you're doing some yoga or Pilates or a walk or something that will get your body moving. Perhaps it's not as intense, or maybe you want to work on your endurance because you know that you've got a competition coming up that your body's just not holding out for. Whatever it is, work on it if you know it's a weakness, but also in college you'll be working long days. So making sure that you're eating, sleeping, drinking, and working out how your body works before you go to college will help you, and it will help you prevent injuries. I will talk about this as well. Another point for what you can do is maybe you want to work on your musicality. Now this is important. It doesn't just mean you have to pick up an instrument and learn it. Maybe you do want to do that. I know I really want to learn the guitar, and whenever I see someone I'm like, I want to learn how to play the guitar. But that's not what I'm getting into. I'm getting into music theory. Some colleges do teach this, but it will help you if you kind of know the basics. You can get videos up on YouTube that teach you through these things. Maybe you want to learn about how to read sheet music, or maybe you want to learn anything random about it. There's so much to learn. Keeping your knowledge going is the most valuable thing. I couldn't give any better advice than that. Don't stop learning. Even when you graduate college, keep learning. It keeps you humble, and also it keeps things fun. Okay, so my third point is you have all these different skills, but what if you don't actually get to put them into action? You need to be getting some performance experience, whether this be at the end of the year, your school has a big show that you're in, or it could be competitions. I was a comp gal. I can't say enough how well that prepared me to getting on stage now in front of massive audiences under pressure. So to summarize that point, make sure that you're getting some sort of experience somewhere. You can also join an amateur production show. So I did something called STS, Stage Theatre Society, and one of the shows I did was Grease, and I got to be ensemble when I was younger. I think I was 12 or something like that. Again, I got taught how to put a musical together, how to work in a team, how to harmonise. Maybe it's something to consider. My fourth point, and probably my most important point, is to make sure that you're getting some sort of guidance, whether that be from a mentor or a friend or someone that's already started college that you know of. Reach out to them, ask as many questions as possible. No one's going to get annoyed. I'm here if you want to ask any questions as well. They can guide you in the right direction, or maybe you're not sure where you want to go. They'll definitely enlighten to you like I will. Choose what feels best to you, in your gut, in your stomach, in your head, in your heart. Where do you want to be? I'll also cover a little bit more on how to choose a college in a different video. Okay, so we're almost done summarizing what to do before starting college. My last point, and my most important point, is staying inspired. Okay, I don't mean all day, every second, you have to be 100% inspired and committed to your craft. I'm not saying that, because we all have days where we're like, what am I doing with my life? Maybe you didn't get the audition you wanted. Maybe you just woke up out of bed and you're like, no, not today. How do you make sure that you're lifting yourself out of those situations and becoming more inspired? I'm gonna leave you think about that for a second. Something that really helps me is going onto Instagram. I know I shouldn't be advertising social medias, but sometimes it helps to open it up, search in your favorite performer or choreographer or show, and just watch them. Feel inspired. Maybe you want to be like them. What do you have to do today? You don't have to think, oh, I have to do this. No. What do you have to do today to be 1% better, or to be one step closer to being like them? They've been successful for a reason, but I'm telling you now, there are days where they did not want to do it either. Okay, so my thing is, if I'm in bed and I've had a show the night before and I'm very tired, I wake up, no, not doing it, wait, oh, that person, I want to be like that. But they lay in bed, Or would they get a good breakfast, maybe do some yoga and Pilates? Yeah, they would. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a massive step. I have a friend from my last cast, he was inspirational, and every time I went up to that theatre, he was in there warming up, strengthening, doing Pilates, doing yoga. He was always studying, and I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. His name's Lemoy. He's in Hercules at the moment. He was in Lion King. Like, yeah, inspirational. So a little name drop there. But who inspires you? And what can you do to stay inspired? But remember, it's okay to have the days where you're not so inspired and maybe you just want to sit in bed watching TV. That's cool too. You do need those days. So I hope this helped a little bit more on what you can do before starting a performing arts college. Thank you so much for watching Stepping Into Success. My name's Bethany. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm hoping to release a video a week, but I am on a cruise ship, so we'll see how that goes. And I'll see you later.